S5, S6?
I have the RF gain way down, which is typically the way I operate. Let me check here. No, they're not. At least they're an S5, S6, something like that.
Roger. Well, interestingly, my background noise is S5 and S6 right now, and I've damaged my ears so much over time that I'd probably try to dig them out another time, but right now they're just way down in the static.
Yeah. Well, I have a very low noise level here. I'm in a very quiet location, and S meter goes to 0. But they're Q5. The one guy was a little stronger, but majority of them are in that range 5 or 6, something like that. I'm just using a dipole antenna here.
Roger that. Again, that dipole is doing pretty good. And quickly, Alan, did you say you're running any power, or you're just doing 100 watts?
I'm running about a kilowatt out, roughly. The setup here is a Nicom 7851. It's driving a Alpha 9500 at about a kilowatt out. And the antenna is a half-wave dipole, comes off the side of my tower at the 80-foot level, runs out to an oak tree. So that's it.
Roger. Well, I figured you had to be running some power, man. You're about to break the needle on this old Icom radio there at least 30 to 40 over every time you click the mic.
Well, as they used to say, the check is in the mail.
Roger that. Well, again, I don't know. I guess I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe I've got some kind of, maybe hams have some kind of, predisposition to something, because again, I bought this radio just play CW with it, jack it down to maybe 25 watts or something like that, and again, brush up on that. But I haven't quite met my goal of having 5 CW QSOs for the week.
Well, I try to get back on CW as well. I got a reservation. A very old and dear friend of mine died, passed on, and his widow said, sell the gear for me, and keep what you want, sell the rest, but promise not to bring it back. So I sold everything off. I kept a few things, and one of the things I kept was his Bengali key, and it is infinitely better than what I've been using. I had a Vibraplex and a couple of other paddles, and the Bengali key is CW really worthwhile.
Roger. Well, Fred, are you still down there in Greenville?
Yeah, Roger. I wanted to get a signal report from Alan. We're down here in Greenville, South Carolina, and the name is Fred, Foxtrot, Roger, Echo Delta.
Well, one fella came in, he's a little stronger. I'm surprised they can't hear us.
Yeah, Alan, do you hear Fred down in South Carolina? Is that the 3 BKR?
Yes, I do. The one fellow was competing with him. Good afternoon, Fred. I hear you fine when the other fellow's not talking.
Okay, we're on a vertical here. Got a brother-in-law in Fulton County, and you're in Bucks County. Are they very far apart?
Wait a minute. Where did you say your brother-in-law is?
Fulton County.
Sussex County?
Fulton, Foxtrot United.
Foxtrot United.
Fulton. It's pretty far south. It's where Maryland, Pennsylvania, all trisect.
Okay, I'm trying to think where that might be. I'm located about, what can I say? I'm about 50 miles north of the Liberty Bell and Independence Hall in downtown Philadelphia, roughly 65 miles southwest of New York City, in the southeastern corner of Pennsylvania. Our closest major city is Bethlehem, and major cities is Bethlehem and Allentown.
Oh, okay, you're way over there. Okay, we're a long way away. Okay, well, listen, I wanted to say I apologize for taking over there, and thank you for letting us come in, and we'll shoot it back there to Robert, and I'm just going to sit on the side here for a little bit, KG4UX, W3, BKR.
Well, no harm done at all. It's more important you get your information for your setup there, but it sounds good here.
Hey, Fred, before you go, I was just going to say, I don't know if you are probably not quite old enough, but I have one of those old flame-proof telegraph keys that came off a destroyer for World War II sitting on my desk.
I have a couple of J38's there.
Yeah, this is, I'm not sure if it's a J38, it's a CMI 260003 Alpha, and again, it's the flame-proof key, so if you're tapping out Morse code with all that gunpowder around, it won't blow up.
Yep, yeah, I know the key. I have just straight J38. It's probably very similar.
Roger, but anyway, guys, I guess I'm on back out of here myself. I need to do something because I've been dorking with this Kenwood microphone for most of the day. I swear it never seems to be complicated, but it's always complicated. That I just got one cable and put it together, and all of a sudden the push-to-talk is on the mic, and the mic is on the push-to-talk wires. I don't know how that is because, hell, I have a master's degree on double E, electrical engineering, and I ought to be able to hook up 4 wires together, right, Alan?
What was that?
I was just saying, I spent most of the day trying to hook up these 4 wires on the Kenwood microphone, and it sounded like it really wasn't that much better for me. So I got to get up and do a few things. So I will sign out with you, friend W3BKR, W3BV from KJ4UX. Maybe I'll catch you guys again now. Good evening.
Sorry, Robert. I think you're on the right track. You've got a good, strong signal up here in Pennsylvania this afternoon. Take care. I think I'm going to bail on all you guys. Have a good afternoon. W3BV.
73 W3BKR. I think the band is changing also.
I think so too.
Whereabouts in Pennsylvania are you?
W3BKR. This is N4HHC.
N4, Hotel Charlie?
Roger, Warren, we're here in Taylor's, over.
I'm sorry, you're where?
Taylor's.
Oh, okay. Well, you're the one that my son-in-law David just hooked you up with. Oh, N4HHC, W3BKR. My son-in-law David just gave me your call this week. Is that Roger?
Yeah, I didn't copy that. It had a little noise here. But my name is Warren, Whiskey Alpha Romeo, Romeo Echo November, and we're in Taylor's, South Carolina, Taylor's. That's right outside of Greenville, over.
Roger. Okay, well, we're in Easley. What I had said was my brother, son-in-law, David Smith, who the CBA had just given me your name last week, your call. Is that Roger?
Oh, yes. I thought that call was familiar. I said, how do I know this call? Very, very good. I've known David quite a while, and I told him I thought it'd be good to make a contact with his dad-in-law over.
Yeah, that's funny, because he just had given me your number, and I looked you up on QRZ there, and I wrote it down. And he said he had known you for quite a while. Anyway, yeah, he's a real fine son-in-law. We really love him. Really is good to our daughter. Well, I don't know if there's anybody else on the frequency that needed the frequency. We had just signed with the gentleman in Pennsylvania and the other one in Chapel Hill. So I think the frequency was clear there. Now you do, is it IT work there, Warren?
Roger, I do the IT services for his business over.
Okay, that's what I thought he said. Well, how long have you been amateur radio?
I got my ticket in '81, over.
Okay, I got mine in 1955, probably 100 years before you were born there. And we're actually out here in Easley, E-A-S-L-E-Y. We're just about 12 miles from Greenville. We're kind of out in the country here. But I'm stuck with HOA restrictions, so the only thing I can have is a vertical antenna. What rig are you running?
So I'm on my Kenwood TS2000, and I've got it set at 90 watts, and my antenna is a G5RV. Let's see, one end of it is up about 40 feet, maybe not quite 40, and the other end's up about 50 feet. So hopefully it gets the benefit of the higher end over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I've got my 27-foot vertical behind a 30-foot tree, and nobody said anything. And I do have a long wire running from my back porch across the tree, up about 55 feet. But it's for 80 meters. I use the vertical for everything else. I've got 27 radios on the vertical, so it seems to do pretty well.
Well, that's great. Give me your name again. I don't have the information where Dave wrote that down, but I want to jot this down here in my log and show it to David. But I'm in. So I'm right off of East Lee. I don't know if you know Wade Hampton Boulevard, and there's a road that cuts across East and West Lee, and I'm right off of East Lee. So we don't have any homeowner restrictions, but I ended up with a really odd lot. So my lot is just under an acre. I think it's about 0.9 of an acre, and that's very unusual in this area. But it's where a couple different roads kind of came together in an odd way, and they just had this one plot that was 0.9 of an acre. So I've got a tower up, and I've got an 80-meter dipole, 40 and 20, and then this G5 RV. I've got an antenna farm out there.
Well, that's good. I've got almost 3/4 of an acre here, like I said, the restriction. But the head of the HOA came by, about 2 months ago. She was looking at the adjacent property, and I was standing out back, and she saw my vertical antenna, and she walked over there and said, "What is that?" And I thought, well, I'm in trouble. And I told her it was a vertical antenna for my radio, and I said, "Am I violating any restrictions?" Tongue-in-cheek. "Oh, no," she said, "you can do anything you want in the backyard." So I told my wife, I said, there goes the tower up. But it didn't pass her test, so I'm stuck with what I've got. But at least I know there isn't any problem from the HOA with what I've got right now. But we like it real well. I am 99% CW, and what I'm doing wandering up on these bands is amazing to me because I hardly get up at this end of any of the bands. I flew radio and radar in a patrol plane when I was in the Navy. The handle, the name is Fred, Foxtrot, Roger, Echo, Delta. And I'm 86 years old, and we were in the Navy and flew radio, radar in a patrol plane, like I said. And I was the CW operator back in those days where there were no satellites or anything like that. So they were stuck with me once we were over international waters. N4HHC, W3BKR.
W3BKR, N4HHC. Well, this is really amazing to chat with you, Fred. Just especially since David this past week gave me your call. Of course, I got my novice ticket in '81, and so we started out with CW, and I just loved it. And then I got my general class the next summer, and then advanced, and then extra. So I had to do CW on all those. I think the advanced there was no additional CW requirements, but extra class was 20, and I did all that. But over the years, I've just quit, with CW, and been into some of the digital modes and voice. And this past January 1st, they encourage a lot of people to get on CW and make a contact. So I said, I'm going to do that. So I got on, made a contact on CW. First one I've made in maybe, I don't know, 20 years. I was surprised I was able to. And I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. So I got to get back on that, Fred. Over.
Roger. It's just like riding a bicycle. You get on there, you wobble a little bit, but you soon pick up. I listen to W1AW on my iPhone, and I'll plug the earphones in and listen there, and I'm having a good time there. I'm kind of stuck at about 30 to 35 words a minute. The old synapses are not firing as well as they used to, and so that's about it for me, but I enjoy that. Anyway, well, Warren, I'll tell you what, I won't tell David that we had a good time. I've got to get in here and do my Saturday night chores, doing some sweeping and things like that. The XYL has done the dusting, and sure good to talk with you. RW3 is from Maryland, and since I got my first ticket at age 15, then joined the Navy out of high school, and then just traveled around. Other than a stint in Virginia, you remember back in the days when you moved your location, you had to change your call. And so for a while I was WA4LSL when I was pastoring a church in Petersburg, Virginia. And then when we moved back down here, I got my old W3 back as a vanity because it was real special to me. Over.
Well, I don't blame you. That's really nice, and I do think that's good that you don't have to change your call when you move around, because your call becomes part of you. And I tell you, I would hate like everything to give up my call. KA4VYO was my novice call, and I just wanted something a little smaller than that. And so when they issued me the N4HHC, then that's what I took when I got my general, and I've kept it even though I've upgraded. But great to talk with you, Fred. We'll have to get together and make a CW contact, and you'll have to give me some pointers. Over.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'd love to do that. Well, set me free, Warren, and thank you very much for giving me a call, because as soon as I heard your call, I said, well, that's the call that David gave me last week. So I guess it is a small world after all. So 73, and we'll talk to you later. N4HHC W3BKR.
Okay, 73, Fred, and good to chat with you. And we'll thank Dave for getting us together. This is N4HHC.